Well, I got my El Camino all jacked up on 4 jack stands, 2 in the back, 2 in the front. And I'm just doing some more rust proofing. Man, this is going to be a forever thing but you know, now that I got this, with this wand, it has that curve on the end of it. You can see that curve. That is making it much, much better. So, first I went over it with this stuff, which is a rust converter. And I'll be getting inside all the holes and stuff, up in here, like back in here. And now I'm going over it with this rusty metal primer. So I just stick it in there. And every time I look in this thing, actually the closer I look, the more problems I find. Actually here, there's a hole right there. That's the insulation. That's actually underneath the spare tire that goes underneath the bed. I'm going to fix that then. I'll put some 16 gauge there, make something and weld that up. I got to be careful though because this is the fuel line right here. But you know, the fact that I'm doing all this rust proofing and going over this with a fine-tooth comb is going to preserve this damn thing for a long period of time, I think. So, you know, it's like, you know, you're never done with it. And I'm not going to take the whole damn thing apart because if I do that, you know, you're taking up a lot of room to do that type of stuff. But like for instance, this looks like a, you know, this is another support back here. I'll get that and all up in here. Use this wand. Gets back in here. You know, this thing is great though because I can never figure out how to get in here. I can see now. I can pour it. See the paint's pouring out of it. And if you pour it on here on the outside, you can see how it goes on. Nice and thick. And this stuff pretty much, just rusty metal primer, pretty much holds up pretty good. What I got though is, you see I got a jack stand. These are my US, I can jack these way the hell up. You can see how much more I can jack them up, but it's pretty damn high. I got this thing off the ground pretty good. It's a lot of room. I'm way under here. They're up here on the front and up there. So, you know, I already did this. This is all done good. You can see that. It's clean. It's got enamel on there. No rust. And pretty much, you know, I'm looking for every little speck of rust I can find in this thing and killing it. But, you know, once I get to know this car really good, man, I think this is, you know, one thing is you only got to worry about is rust. And I could probably drive this anywhere, not worry about the rust the way this thing is coated, because it's coated in all the nooks and crannies. And, you know, using a rust killing primer and stuff is the way to do it. I put this exhaust in here. I actually used a big 1/4-inch steel bracket, and it's in there solid as shit. So that was one problem. One of the original rubber hangers was kind of crappy, so what I did was I put a big 1/4-inch steel bracket in there, and I sandwiched the rubber in between the bracket and the special clamp on the pipe. Instead of having a rubber hanger, it's got a steel hanger with a rubber insulator, if you know what I mean, with two bolts, and they're stainless steel bolts. So, you know, I'm just glad I'm, you know, just whatever I got time, I just go ahead and do something. That's really what it is. 30 minutes here, 40 minutes here, whatever. This looks like there's a little bit of rust back there starting. You know, I covered that up before. But, you know, I'm kind of going over it almost like, you know, a piece of furniture. So, you know, when you do it that way, even though, and the best thing is I'm not taking this all apart. Because if you take it all apart, man, that's bullshit. You know, if I got to use this damn thing, I just take it off the jack stands. I can fill it up, go use it, no problem. And my tires are holding air, no problem. I put a little bit of Fix-A-Flat in there with the cleaned off rims and that special bead sealant, and now the tire indicators are showing green, which is a good thing. So yeah, just doing lots of maintenance. And you know, actually when it's up like this, I can get at all these U-joints, which I changed before, but I'll probably put some more grease in there. Check the rear end, check the transmission fluid again, make sure everything is good. It's great having these good, nice, big jack stands, because look at all that extra room I got. I could jack this thing up another foot, and it's almost like having it on a lift. I could probably have next thing I'm probably going to get is a mechanic's creeper for this baby too. So, yeah, you can see. Let me get out from under here. It's not that low. It's pretty low. But yeah, this stand, this 3-ton jack, it's Chinese made, but it was only like 89 bucks delivered. Does a nice job of lifting it up nice and high. Now if I put some 4x4s on there, I can lift that up like another foot. But you can see my tire pressure with the green indicator. That's been like that for the last 3 weeks. So these tires are holding good air. And makes it a lot easier to work on this thing. So now I can get at the bottom of the body anywhere I want. But lots of maintenance just going on. So, you know, I like doing it this way because I don't take anything apart. I don't want to take anything apart, because once you start taking things apart, it's like you don't use it. So today I just had it on the trickle charger and that thing over there. I keep the battery charged up, start it up every once in a while. But anytime I just want to drop it on the ground, which takes me about 10 minutes, I can fill it up, start it up. You know, I can fill it up with a load, start it up, and use it. And you know, that's the most important thing, because you know, when you're actually doing something like this, I'm actually doing sort of like I guess a restoration in pieces, real little tiny steps. But I'm not taking nothing apart. I'm just doing one little section at a time. You actually might call it a restoration, because you know, once I get rid of every speck of rust on this thing, as far as I'm concerned, that's 95% of the problem with any of these old cars is rust and dents. There's basically no dents on it. It's just some rust. So I think this is a smart way to do things. And you know, that little can tip has been the deal. You know, I got a nice little spot over here underneath the carport. Got the workbench over here. And even if I needed some heat, I could stoke up that heater and get some heat in here. But it's not too bad right now. So, you know, just figured I'd do a little quick update just on this kind of work I'm doing. I said every once in a while I come out here for about an hour or so and I do stuff. And, you know, then after that, you know, what I did was I did this stuff here. And I did a few coats of this, several cans of this. Let it dry. Now I'm doing the other primer. Then after that primer dries, it's going to get a good coat of enamel. So, you know, that should be pretty rust proof. And then I'm taking note of any little spots I need to replace some metal. And probably ripping up the carpet, going to town in there after finish up this little spot down here in the door, the bottom of the door. And I got to go over the inside here. But this is not too much. It's just a little hole there. Some crap up there. I've already did that on the other side. It wasn't even that hard to do. And you can see, just by me putting this stuff over here years ago, this was like a special coating that converted to rust. Put a coating over it. It stopped it from rusting further. So, yeah, this thing's going to be lasting a long time.